All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we are deconstructing exactly how and why Lionel Messi became the most decorated player in the history of professional football. We're going to look way past the magic on the pitch to examine the hard data, the science, and the tactics that built an absolute legend.
To really wrap our heads around this, we'll break down his greatness into 5 distinct pillars. First, the unbeatable numbers. Second, the impossible 2012 season. Third, the science of dribbling. Fourth, mastering the half space. And finally, a new kind of leader.
So, let's kick things off with Section 1, the unbeatable numbers. This is the absolute proof of his dominance.
Let's just start with the number 8. That represents his record-breaking 8 Ballon d'Or wins. And to really put that into perspective for you, he dominated this award across 3 totally different decades, from his very first win back in 2009 all the way to 2023. That level of sustained generational excellence is practically unheard of in modern sports.
Then you've got the number 46, 46 team trophies. That officially makes him the most decorated player in the entire history of the sport. We're talking domestic league titles, Champions Leagues, massive international trophies, you name it. But how exactly did he build this absolute mountain of silver and gold?
Well, that brings us to Section 2, the impossible 2012 season. Honestly, this is a complete mathematical anomaly.
In 2012, Messi completely shattered Gerd Muller's 4-decade-old record by scoring a staggering 91 goals across just 69 appearances for Barcelona and Argentina. He was scoring 1.55 goals per game in La Liga and over a goal a game in the Champions League, including that legendary match where he literally put 5 past Bayer Leverkusen. He essentially created a statistical distribution that looks exactly like a video game played on the easiest possible setting.
And the crazy thing is, this wasn't just about volume. It was relentless clinical efficiency. He was scoring a goal every 66 minutes he was on the pitch, casually hitting 9 hat tricks along the way. Plus, he wasn't just selfishly scoring, he added 22 assists, meaning he directly impacted a goal every 53 minutes. But here is the absolute wildest stat. He scored more goals that year than 13 entire La Liga clubs managed in their full season combined. Just let that sink in for a second.
Moving on to Section 3, the science of dribbling. This is where biology literally meets football. At 5'7", Messi actually has a massive physiological advantage, a perfectly low center of gravity. Being slightly on the shorter side allows him to weave through these giant, towering defenders in incredibly tight spaces while keeping perfect balance. It's like he becomes this pure mathematical force that is just nearly impossible to knock off the ball.
But it's not just about balance, right? It's the internal machinery at work. Every single time he touches the ball, this rapid biological sequence fires off. His exceptional peripheral vision spots a microscopic gap. His brain's crazy pattern recognition anticipates the defender's movements before they even happen. And then a massive concentration of fast-twitch muscle fibers executes a lightning-fast burst of acceleration. It's biology perfectly optimized to evade tackles.
Which takes us right to Section 4, mastering the half space. Let's dig into the tactical geometry here.
Legendary manager Arsene Wenger really hit the nail on the head summarizing what happens when you give a scientific marvel the right tactical environment. He essentially said that Messi can take advantage of literally every single mistake a team makes.
So where exactly does he exploit those mistakes? Well, it's the right half space. Tactical analysts constantly point out that no matter his starting position on the team sheet, Messi naturally gravitates right back to this specific zone. Operating just off the right wing but not totally in the center, this half space gives him the absolute perfect angles to dribble directly at the defense, shift to that deadly dominant left foot for a shot, or just thread impossible diagonal passes. And how does he weaponize that space? He completely bends the opposition's defensive shape to his will. Whether Pep Guardiola deployed him centrally as a false 9, which forces center backs to step out of line and hopelessly chase him, or utilized him out wide as a nutcracker to stretch the defensive cage, Messi's positioning manipulates the entire geometry of the pitch. To defeat those heavy, suffocating cage defenses, he actually uses his teammates to unlock his own potential. He'll drop into deeper zones to break the press, relying on guys like Jordi Alba with his legendary diagonal runs to freeze the defenders. The very second a defender hesitates to track a runner, boom, it creates that microscopic structural imbalance Messi needs to strike. And finally, Section 5, a new kind of leader. The warrior emerges.
For years, Messi carried this incredibly heavy, honestly unfair burden of being compared to Diego Maradona. Now, Maradona was a natural showman. He thrived in the loud spotlight and the chaos. And because Messi wasn't exactly like that, his leadership was constantly called into question. But his style is actually built on a quiet, calculated intensity. He commands absolute authority without ever needing to shout.
But make no mistake, there is a hidden competitive monster inside him. Right before the 2021 Copa America final against Brazil, he delivered this absolutely legendary locker room speech that proved he was fully ready to carry Argentina emotionally. He reminded them of the brutal sacrifices they'd made, 45 days isolated in hotels, goalkeeper Amy Martinez missing the birth of his own child. He basically weaponized that raw emotion to forge an unbreakable bond with his team.
And that singular moment of leadership unlocked this incredible international redemption arc. Just look at the timeline of it all. He erased all past criticisms and cemented his legacy by winning the Copa America in 2021, breaking a 28-year drought for Argentina, dominating the Finalissima, capturing the ultimate prize at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and then securing back-to-back Copa America titles in 2024. That is 4 major international trophies in just 3 years.
So when you step back and look at the complete anatomy of his greatness, the impossible 91 goal data, the biological perfection of his balance, the tactical genius of the half space, and his ultimate evolution into a warrior leader, it really leaves us with one staggering question. Did we just witness the absolute peak of human footballing evolution, and will the sport ever see a convergence of elements quite like this again?